Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Scott, and today we're looking at do-it-yourself tanning skins. So there's hundreds of different ways you can tan up your skins. You can buy the professional kit, you can take them to a tannery or a taxidermist, get them to do it. People have come up with many different ways over the years. You probably just Google do-it-yourself tanning on the internet, and yeah, there'll be a multitude of different things, but this is the one that we've found that works well for us. So basically all we do is go to the local hardware store, Bunnings for us in that sense, and we use this. That's the active ingredient, aluminium sulfate. And we've found that, yeah, that in combination with the salt, mix it up with some water, and yeah, this helps preserve the skin, and it comes up a treat. We've done probably half a dozen of them with this method, and yeah, they've been really good. So we'll take you through the process, and yeah, we'll show you how it's done. These skins have been sitting there for a good couple of months or so, just being salted. They're wet at the moment, because I hosed off and scrubbed off some of the blood that was just on the skin. We just wanted to try and get rid of that and clean it up as best we can before we put it into the solution. So with two skins, the ratio is going to change a little bit, and I tend to change it more often than not every time I do a skin, because I either forget or I write it down wrong, or I mean, yeah, whichever way it works. So with the two skins, I think we're going to put in about 18 litres of water, 18 to 20 litres of water. That'll be enough just to submerge both the skins in the solution, and we'll add about 1 kilo of salt. So I've got all my salt in that here, just normal cooking salt, whatever's going to dissolve up in the water easy. So 1 kilo of salt, and we've got, and I'll put in probably 500 grams of the aluminium sulfate as well. Okay, so we've got our kilo of salt. I usually just put it into, got a plastic garbage bin. That's what I use for my tanning solution. But yeah, we pop that in the bottom there. Then we get our aluminium sulfate. So we're going to have about 500 grams of this. Measure that out roughly. Give or take a little bit. It's not going to be a big deal. We'll pop that into the bucket as well. I should have said that if you're handling the aluminium sulfate, you probably should have gloves on. Try not to breathe in, it's a bit dusty, powdery sort of thing, so try not to obviously breathe that in. But yeah, you probably should have gloves. So I'll get some water now. We'll just fill up some buckets, fill up our garbage bin, and yeah, stir it around and dissolve it and chuck the skins in. So just pour our water in here. Try and make sure that all this is dissolved as well as you can. Okay, so we've mixed all that up, as you can see. Solution. I'll probably actually put a little bit too much aluminium sulfate in there. That's probably why it's a little bit whiter than normal, but it'll be right. So we get the skins and we just plonk them down in the solution. And just make sure that they're all submerged. And what I normally have, I've got a paver here, which I just sit on top of them and make sure they're all fully submerged. So it's all pushed down. We'll do that. Sometimes a lot of air and so forth in the skins that you might have to push out. And yeah, once again, if you're not wearing gloves, you make sure that you wash your hands very well afterwards. So that's that part done. It's the easy part done. I'll leave that for probably 5 days or so, 5 or 6 days. Every couple of days I'll come back. I'll just pull them out and sort of wring them out, stretch them a little bit and push them back down in again, and come back and show you what to do next. So they've been in here for a couple of days in the solution, so we'll have a look at that and see how they are. You can see that they're, well, still semi-submerged. A fair bit of hair and so forth there, but don't worry about that because deerskin is hollow fibre on the hair, so you will lose a little bit of hair as long as there's not big chunks coming out. But yeah, you will lose a little bit here and there, so don't stress about that. So what I normally do is take out this. I just pull them out, just change the position of them, just to ensure that the solution gets everywhere. We want it to really soak in, so I mean, whether this is right or wrong, but this is the way that I've been doing it for the last few times, and it seems to be working really well. So I'll do that every couple of days. And then yeah, in about, I don't know, about 5 or 6 days or so, we'll take them out and yeah, and then peg them out. Okay, so it's been about a week or so. We're going to get those skins out of the solution. I'm going to give them a really good wring out, try and wring out as much of the water and so forth in solution as we can. And then that's my board behind me that I'm going to peg them out on and leave them to dry on, all stretched out. It's pretty rough as guts, but I mean, ideally you'd probably want to use some lattice or something like that, something with a bit more air, airflow through there. That's why I've got like these old fence palings and so forth on there, just to give it that little bit of a gap behind the skin when I peg them out. But yeah, ideally probably use some lattice or something like that. It's just I've been slack and yeah, I haven't got around to doing it, but this seems to work okay for what I want. So we're going to wring these skins out. We got some helpers here as well, but look at it. And you find that they will hold a lot of, a lot of the solution in them. So the more you can get out, the better. Like I said, you're going to get a few bits of hair and so forth coming out on your hands. Don't worry about that. It's not like you're losing big chunks of hair. If you are losing, you know, big chunks of hair, then obviously you've got some hair slip and you haven't salted it properly to begin with. But yeah, little bits of hair like that, that's fine. There's no dramas with that at all. But yeah, wring it out. Takes a few minutes. So that's them just wrung out. Nice chocolate brown one, a bit of a silver sort of flick through it, which is nice. And yeah, the white one. So yeah, I think they both come up really nice. So yeah, time to peg them out. Okay, so what I like to try and do is lay them down on the hair side down, so the skin is facing up. Lay it out so it's sort of central, because this will stretch out a fair bit. Now on this one I did leave a little bit of the skin on the neck, which I'd normally cut out like a bit of a t-shirt collar, I suppose, but yeah, it's not going to matter because we can trim that up later once it's all dried up. Okay, we'll start nailing it down. Just use some basic little nails. try and nail it out as close to the edge as I can. You'll find when it dries it could start and tear a little bit, but if it's right near the edge you can always trim that up later on, so it's yeah, it's certainly not a big deal. Just look around, do a shapes of it. Okay, that's one skin pegged out. So flip it over and I'll put the other one on. Okay guys, so as you can see, we've had this pinned out for about a week or so now. You can see it's all nice and dry, like cardboard sort of feel to it. So what I like to do now, leave it pegged on the board. As I said earlier, there's tons of different ways you can do all this, but I prefer to use a sanding disc. It's just like a worn down flapper disc, and yeah, and then just start lightly sanding it off and you'll get that really nice white smooth finish underneath it. If we look down here you can already see the difference. Really nice smooth surface. And you've still got your membrane and so forth there, so yeah, if you just keep working at that, it does take a little while, but yeah, keep working at that and the whole skin will come up like this. So a little bit of camera magic and I'll show you the finished product. Okay, so I've just taken it off the board. It's all nice and smooth, it's come up really well. It still does have that little bit of cardboardy feel to it, I suppose. If you do want to get rid of that and try and break it up a little bit more, you can always try and find a square edge, like a fence post or something like that, edge of a bench, and just rub it and work it over, and that'll break it up a little bit more. But for this purpose, we're just using it as a floor rug. So probably trim it up a little bit just to make it a little bit neater, but you don't even have to do that if you don't want to. Yeah, there it is, comes up a treat. Just got to finish off and do this white one now. It'll take me a little bit of time, but yeah, happy days. So hopefully that's helped you guys out if you want to have a crack at trying to tan up your skins yourself. It's not that difficult, it just takes a little bit of time, and yeah, at the end of the day, if it can save some money for yourself rather than taking it to a tannery or a taxidermist, then yeah, then why not have a go? What do you got to lose? So thanks for watching, we'll see you next time.